Hello, welcome to a look at Baldur's Gate 3 from the perspective of playing as a god. Yes, we're going to actually be using WeMod, which is my favourite modding tool, and we're going to be playing it on the amazing Shadow PC, which is running at this moment in time at 1440, only because that's what my monitor is running at. It can actually run very, very capably at 4K, and I've actually played Baldur's Gate in 4K on the Shadow PC, and it is amazing. Any road up, let's have a quick look at what we're going to be doing here. So let's fire up WeMod first. Although in the case of Baldur's Gate, you do have to have it running before the WeMod mods can actually kick in. So I tend to run it up first, fire up Baldur's Gate, and then use the app on my phone to control the mods. But let's have a quick look and see what the mods available to us are. So down the left-hand side is everything that we can switch on or switch off. God mode, which gives you basically zero attack. Every time somebody hits you, they register it as a 0, so you can jump at massive heights, run through boiling lava, get hit numerous times by enemies, and you don't die. Now, Baldur's Gate 3 is such a huge game that, quite honestly, it's still incredibly enjoyable, even though you're kind of missing a huge part of the game. Of course, whenever we run these God mode sessions, I always say that it isn't necessarily the best way to enjoy the game, but it's a fun way to enjoy the game. And I would always recommend that before you do go modding, you save your position, so you can always go back and start from that place with all that the game intended you to encounter. So God mode is on, unlimited movements and actions are on. That basically means when you are in a conflict situation, typically you get so many goes. Usually it's how long your actions are available, how many potions you have. You only usually get 2, maybe 3 or 4 attack goes or spells before the enemy comes back at you. Well, with this, you can keep going forever. In fact, you can use the same action over and over and over again, even if it clearly says it is only good for one use. Now, the enemies equally have unlimited movements and action, and initially I thought that was going to be a problem, but what I've discovered is they only go for so long and they seem to run out of stamina. And of course, they're not doing you any damage in the meantime, so you just let them get on with it. Once they've had their one go, you can then clean up. The one thing I don't have going here is items don't decrease. No great value, to be fair. We have ignore weight, so your characters never become over encumbered with stuff they pick up. The normal process is that you send it all to camp. But you can keep it going. I still try and get rid of it as soon as I can, either by selling it or using it. But it just stops you from slowing down, because when you become encumbered, you can't move. It's a pain in the bottom. I'm not worrying with XP multipliers or giving myself unlimiteds, because I don't really want to spoil the game entirely. And you can see there's a whole other bunch of different things that you can choose. But I don't like to do all that. I really do want to try and enjoy the game to some capacity. I don't want to be completely devoid of any of the game mechanics, but it's just purely for the fun of getting through. So the other things that we have down here are max companions approval. So basically, when you do something and your chums approve, you get maximum approval. And that goes towards ultimately leading to your character's upgrading. And roll dice always succeed. So when you roll a dice, which not only is when the dice are visibly rolling on the screen, but equally any time that you undertake an action, for example, there is an invisible dice roll taking place, and the success of that action, for example, if you miss or if you get a critical hit, is determined by that invisible dice roll, which you can actually see if you interrogate the conflict log, I think it's called. So I have that set. So basically, doesn't matter whether it says you need a 1, a 10, a 20, a 30, you'll always get the correct amount, which just speeds things up a little bit. And then you can, in fact, set game speed. Now, I find the characters quite slow, and oftentimes I only wish that there was a modifier on the controller or the keyboard that would allow me to speed along. There isn't, and this does achieve that, but it does it by sacrificing everything in the game gets speeded up. The dialogue, your other characters, animations, everything that's going on in the game equally gets speeded up, and actually it kind of catches you out because you'll be in a dialogue situation and you'll be reading the subtitles and the character will have concluded what they have to say, but your subtitles will have disappeared because they're going that bit faster. So I haven't bothered with that one. I wish there was another way of doing it, though. I really do. And as I say, we can't play. If we try and press play right now, it will actually say that you need to launch the game first. So we'll pop that away. In fact, I tell you what we'll do. We'll bring it up and we'll just shrink it down to a titchy tiny window. Or maybe not. Because once we've fired up Baldur's Gate, here it goes. Once this happens, let's click on WeMod. We can, there you go, you can see it in the background. We can actually start the mods happening. Now I have set my game, to play without the Larian launcher. So it goes straight in. And if you want to know how to do that, I do actually have a video on my channel which shows you how to do that. Let's kick it off now. There we go. We'll be loading mods. We can minimize it and it'll be doing its thing. We'll click into the game. There we go. So, yep, I've set it so that we don't get the error message for an out-of-date NVIDIA driver, and it bypasses the Larian driver completely. So the minute that you click on the icon for the game, it launches the game. And as I've said, both of those are available to you. If you want to check out how to do that on the channel, I have a Baldur's Gate playlist, and you're more than welcome to go and check that out. I intend to fill up that playlist before the game runs out of popularity. So I'm now picking up my controller because as much as a lot of people love to play this with keyboard and mouse, for me, by far the best way, most convenient way is using the controller. I'm just going to go into my video settings and I'll show you why. If I change that, the bottom blue bar that was sitting there has now disappeared. Oh, and then it's back. There we go. So let's have a quick look. We're running on Shadow PC with the RTX A4500, which is kind of sits somewhere between a 3080 and a 4 Series card. They'll be upgrading to 4 Series cards sometime in the near future. And then we have the monitor that I'm using, so it's already detected the monitor, and it has set the resolution accordingly. This monitor will actually go all the way up to 165. So let's see, we'll go to 143 for the sheer fun of it. It won't matter because you're watching this at 60 frames a second. But I like to muck about. The final thing that I like to check, because it does seem to reset itself, as is the case very often, not in this case luckily, is that the DLSS is set up. Right, everything is ready to go. Let's carry on. Just a quick spoiler alert, I have in fact got towards the end of Act 2, I believe. I don't intend to show you anything that hopefully is going to spoil the game. But we are a little ways in. I think we're about 70 or 80 hours into the game, something along those lines. So, as we are playing on Shadow, as I've said, this is Shadow PC is the company are based in Paris, in France. I'm not 100% sure where the nearest server is to me, but the latency is ridiculous, and it's very, very low. 8 milliseconds, somewhere in that realm. And I genuinely don't feel any lag or any latency at all with the game. And I have got it installed locally as well. My actual gaming rig, the one that I'm playing this on for streaming purposes, is a similar, if slightly higher spec to Shadow PC. So it's quite useful for me to be able to compare them, and it works quite well. I'm just going to turn up the gamma. It's slightly dark on my screen, maybe okay at your end, but I'm just going to take it up a little bit. Let's see, should be somewhere around... Oh, have I gone past it? Oops. Let's see now, it's either called gamma, brightness, it's around here. So there it is, gamma correction. Yeah, that far left character's disappeared. Let's take it up. There we are. Need to be able to see a little bit. It might be a little bit too bright now, but it's fine. Just as long as we can all see what's going on. Now I have to have a quick look at the old map and see where we need to go. We are going to find a character called Balthazar, I believe. Zoom out. So he is there. That's where we need to go. So the first thing we're going to do, let's see, is this all rock or are there pathways? Looks like difficult to say. What about over here? There's another travel point. That looks possible. We'll go to this one. Now they're all in the dark, but I mean, no, it isn't dark, but this entire area is called the darkness. That hurts them, but it doesn't hurt us because we're on the mods. The one thing it does do, which is a little bit annoying, is it's you versus the environment. Let's just take it back to our characters, which means that it puts you into this turn-based conflict mode. Now you can actually get out of it really easily. If I just go to my main rotary wheel and come down to turn-based mode, it turns it off, which allows us to run around with the controller. And they do have torches. She actually has let me see, she does have a moonlight torch somewhere. Let's see if we can find it. I haven't actually looked at it to see what it looks like, so she picked it up a little while ago, and the moonlight torch is meant to be, let's see, let's go to the character. All my stuff going on here. Right, where's that moonlight torch? Let's filter by latest on Rokk. And see, there it is, it's that red thing. If you get, like I do from occasional, get a bit fed up with seeing these, waiting for these text boxes to pop up, if you push down on the right mouse button, they disappear. Anyway, that's the thing we want. We're now carrying it. And there we go. So that now makes at least Rokk, and I'm assuming the other characters, immune from the darkness. Let's have a quick look at the old map. We need to be headed over in this direction. Bearing in mind, we don't need to fear anything. We are completely immune to anything that comes our way. There's a drop here, which we should... Oh, we've gone back into that turn-based mode. This is a bit of a... I assume it's intended. Sorry, went to the wrong place. There we are, turn that off. I'm assuming it's intended that it's you versus the environment, but it's a bit weird because the environment can't do anything to you. The other thing I struggle with is knowing which direction to turn our characters. There we go, it's kind of this way, I think. The other good news, there are spells and incantations that you can use to teleport yourself across the map to anywhere that looks like you could go. But with our invulnerability, we can actually drop fair heights without dying, which is pretty cool. Let's get into the middle of these guys, and we'll just quickly ping out and search. And we've got Kaldani, Icaron, Dead Cultist, Tauron, and a torch. We're not worried about the torch. Let's investigate each of these. Arrow of Fire, we'll have that. Lightning, we'll have that. Crossbow can stay there, as can the short sword and all of their... Oh, what's that? Carrot. That can stay there too. Icaron, let's see what this character has. Oh, we'll take the keys. I pick up keys. I have millions of keys, and yet most of them don't... I seem to have missed what they're intended for. That one has one as well. Maybe they'll become apparent. So that's us. We've looted all of those characters. We maybe didn't do this one. It has a potato. Awesome. And then, yep. So we're heading... We've got a couple of options. Let me just go up over here a second. Interesting. We seem to be... Oh, I see. I walked through some blood. I just noticed it, but she was kind of leaving red footprints. It's because we've walked through some blood. Right, now we're going down and away here, although it is possible that we turn a bend. But let's have a quick look while we're here in this area. Let's have a little look around. See what, if there's anything worth pinging. Nope, nothing there. Anything over here? Now, because I'm using mods, let me just show you this. I have so much gold, it is ridiculous. I mean, a ridiculous amount of gold. So, for example, 47,000 gold on Rokk, and on Karlach, we have 51,000 gold. So I have it, you can see at the top, party gold, 186,404 gold. I have no need for gold. Well, how did you get so much gold, Rokk? 87,000 on Lazelle. Because you remember the mod that enabled you to never lose any of your resources? Well, you can split gold, and because it can't be lost, it just doubles it each time. So,
for an ambush.
So you end up with, I could keep going, millions. The problem is it has a weight. And the more gold you have, the heavier it gets. So that's when you really need to make sure you can walk around encumbered. Some dudes here. Now we've gone into a conflict mode, so as I said, this guy will have a crack at us a few times. Oh, these are shadow teleporting in. We'll let them do their thing, that's all fine. If you look down the right hand side, you see they're doing their stuff, but it's not affecting us at all. They're measles. I had a rubella jab for them when I was at school. Right, okay. As soon as it says it's your turn, which it does now, we can do our thing. We can actually walk as well in pretty much any direction we want to. Oh look, there's a dude right where we were. So we're carrying the moonlight torch. We can take it off. It won't harm us. But I don't know whether it has any actual attack value. We'll just bash him a few times. Yeah, it's not doing a huge amount of damage. Let's have a look in our arsenal and see what we have. That's going to hit him with the torch. However, we can use our longbow. There you go, that's done some significant damage. Obviously has a perk that gives you that luck of the far realms. Right, that's the end of that one. Quick loot, gold. As I said, I honestly don't bother with the gold if you're playing with mods. And when you don't play with mods, you will still keep all of that stuff as well. But just bear in mind, you will suddenly become very encumbered, so you might need to split your gold and send a ton of it back to camp. Right, let's clear these guys out. You can always shift along to another character as well. So if I go end turn, he's garroted me. So, where am I? Which character? Move. think it's going to be ranged attack here. Yeah. And you could do really massive stuff if you want to. Because the name of the game really is to crack through. And the other thing as well is, and this is just me, a personal thing, I like to experience the story and explore and progress my characters. The actual conflict side of most games I find fairly boring at the best of times. So it really is horses for courses. We seem to have another character down here, and I'm not sure if this one is the one we just killed and somehow got revivified, I believe is what they call it. What's that? Somebody with a big old potpourri bag. Right, let's crack this one. Can't reach destination. We'll use the ranged attack. Oh no, there's a new one. Look, the other one is underneath, so that's good. Didn't get revived. You can still use stealth, and you can set your spells and stuff up beforehand. There's a lot of the traits of the game aren't spoiled by mods. Right, it's got to do something big here because it's going to take forever. What have we got? What have we got on the old spells front that would be quite fun to use? I do like to use... Actually, yeah, there we go. I do like to use fire. And the other thing that I should have done before having a crack at these guys, which I think we've got one more. Where is he? There he is. It's just have, let me see, on this, I think it's push down. We can have a look and see what they're resistant to. In this case, poor little fella, look at him. He's like a little hairy chimp. He has no resistance, but he does like to garrot, and he likes to threaten us. So we can really kill them with anything we want to. There's no reason. They won't be resistant to slashing or fire or anything along those lines. I want to try and move to my other character. Let's move to, there he is, this fella. This guy is somebody that I bought from Withers. And I have to say, it's my favourite character. He's absolutely superb. He has so much going down. Let's do a piercing shot. He is absolutely... he's pretty tough in his own right, to be fair. Right, what have we got here for this one? Divine Sense, Holy Rebuke. Some of these are only really useful in proper combat, to be fair. Unarmed, hit a target with your bare fist. Let's do it. Let's bash the dude. No, this way, my friend. Damn. This way. Oh, I tell you what we could do now. Let's shove him off the edge. Just for the fun of it. There he goes. That was the end of him. So we have destroyed all of those, and look at that. There's a town off in the distance. Let's push down on the left stick and just move as far as we can to explore this town. It won't let us get too far, and it doesn't highlight it on the map either, but you can go a fair distance, you see. Have a little look around and get a feel for whether there's anything hidden away. It won't let me get as far as that wall, sadly, because we could have disappeared inside the building. I think I've been there, Let me have a look on the map. If it's over the toll house area, I've been there. But I don't think it is. I think it's something over here. But it does look as if we have hit water. Which means, unless we've got some naval vessel... Oh, look, there's a bit of rock. There's a bit of an island there. It's probably a continuation of this. Okay, let's ping it back to our characters. So, well, there's a bit of a broken bridge over there. Let's do a quick ping on these. Let's see if there's anything worth looting. No. Right, and here we are now. This is where I wish I could push down on my stick and have these characters go a lot faster. But we'll get there. Let's go across this bridge. Perception successful. So there's something... Oh yeah, there we go. Now look, we'll walk over this trap and look what happens. Nothing. That's why I love it. Purists, of course, are going to be deeply upset by this. Now, what is it that I'm about to pick up? Black oleander. Let's have a look, see if we can make some spells. Anything on there? No, nothing on the extracts and nothing on the solutions. There's other stuff that you could look at. And I would actually suggest that you don't ignore most of these things, because oftentimes there are bits and pieces that are needed to progress the story, and they can be hidden away, but we're not going to worry. Not now. Now, I don't know that we can get across here. Let's have a look. Yep, no, we should be good. That's cool. We could have just jumped. Now, let's get that lamp up and running again. In fact, if I push down... Sorry, if I push up on the D-pad... Oh no, where's it gone? There it is. She kind of was carrying it, but it wasn't showing. Now, of course, we have this old turn-based thing again, so we'll push through that, because you can't fight the environment. We're at the Rythwind Masons Guild. Let's have a look on the map and see. Yep, we seem to have come across the bridge, which is good news. So there's the Masons Guild, which has just suddenly appeared. And that's where we have to go. So we'll investigate this Masons Guild, because it's clearly important enough. There you go. We've got a waypoint now, so we can come back here whenever we want to, which is good news. Now, the reason all of these areas look a bit bland is because we're in the darkness. Oh, there's the Rythwind Toll House. We're moving away from the Masons Guild, which is over there. So everything is kind of toned down, I guess, to imply there's a fairly dark... Oh yeah, look at that.
Nice big hammer for Karlach.
Actually does have the look of a mason. Anything on the skeleton there? No. Just always have a little quick investigation of your environment. You never know what's hiding. There's a lump hammer. It'll be of no value to us. Right, let's get inside this building before we make our way over to Balthazar. And it's open, so we don't need to unpick the lock. 3 statues from the haunted house at Disney. They look like that, don't they? Those little statues of the haunted house. And there's their heads, which makes me wonder. Makes me wonder if we need to put their heads back on there or something. Certainly more to this than meets the eye. Old-looking bones.
A pile of crushed bones of varying shapes, sizes, and creatures.
She's so ASMR. A plaque.
Here lies the Grand Mason, his bones and lies exposed.
Okay. Is that the Grand Mason? Who knows? Quickly check out this bark skin recipe. We'll pick it up. Shadow root sack. I've got a few of those already, but we'll take it anyway. And then I'm quite intrigued. I have a feeling. No, it's not allowing me to collect those heads. There was definitely something here. Because... What's that? Let's just do a quick search before we pick something up. It's a shovel. We don't need one of those. We don't need a shovel. Alright, let's have a look in here then. Another sack. Could have sworn there was a puzzle or something in there that needed resolving. We'll have infernal iron, you never know, do you? We won't bother to look in the barrel, it's usually a bit of food. And like gold, we have more camp resources than it is healthy to carry. Oh, it's got the ladder. So, just a quick reminder, if you're wondering why I don't have all of the paraphernalia that you normally see on the screen for Baldur's Gate, i.e. this stuff, it is because I am using the controller, and I will flick it back. And I personally prefer to use the controller because it does get rid of all that stuff. Everything is still pretty much accessible, and that's not to suggest that you can't get to bits and pieces more easily with the keyboard and mouse. But it's got a bit of a steep learning curve, and with the controller, particularly for my friends that are about to get this game on console, this is how you will be playing it, and I think personally it's just a more intuitive. I'm very much a controller guy. I prefer to use controller over a keyboard and mouse. I can use a keyboard and mouse, and I will do if needs be, but I do prefer to use a controller if that's the option.
The mortal remains of Marvy Bullow's town.
Good old Marvy.
Died loudly.
Died loudly. Eek. Here lies faithful Jamie, the love of all of our lives. What's this one? Here lies the inventor of predictive text. His funfair was on Monkey. Oh, it's one of these statue things. What?
Answer me, please.
Where are you? Where are you, Arabella? We need to find her. I thought it might be in this much-used statue's head asset, commonly known as a bust. Now, I wonder if she's in the building here. Let's go around the bend. Let's have a look in here. House of Healing. Ooh. Gold. Let's have a look in the House of Healing. It's a teddy bear. Music box. Sell that. A bone saw. We'll leave it there. We'll take a violin, actually, because not all of my characters have musical items. Ball for the... Oh, I've taken the bone saw by accident. A ball for the dog. Brilliant. And I'm still intrigued as to who is talking to us. Hand drum, we'll take that as well. Training shield. Obviously, this was where some young folk were hanging out. Oh, hello.
Don't call the doctor yet. I've got potions, sutures. I know I can do this. Oh, you're a patient. This is the children's ward. Triage is back that way.
See that corpse? Arabella's father in the oh-so-decaying flesh.
Which corpse, and how do you know about Arabella? Why are you treating a dead body? I see you have medical supplies. Can you spare any? Well, we don't need any, so let's ask.
Not dead. Merely medicated. To ease the pain.
The patient's definitely dead. Been dead for a while, judging by the smell. Or we could use sleight of hand and give the corpse a subtle poke. We could use deception. I sense the patient's soul. He is merely resting while his body heals. You see, why upset her? She's quite happy playing nurse. Let's just play along and give a bit of deception. Now here's the dice roll. So you can see the difficulty class for these. 2 dice. So that means that we would need to get, well, no less than a 7 on each side. However, with having our maximum roll mod selected, if I hit Y and hit it again to speed it up, you'll see that it went straight for 20.
Yes. Yes. I knew these hands would not fail me. The patient.
Why upset her?
Cover.
She's happier. Oh, she's selling
Not much
supplies.
left now, but you're welcome to look.
Don't think we need any. Let's see what she's selling anyway. So I'm going to turn off the old right mouse. The push down on the right thumbstick, so we get rid of all the text. Until I get over here. Purple worm toxin. Coat your active weapon with a toxin. Don't really need that. Carabasan's poison. Coat your active weapon with poison. Yeah. Potion of speed. Got that one. Drow poison. Got that one. Serpent. Got that one. Swarming toads. Oh, I think we do need some mushroom stuff for one of our outstanding tasks. So I can't remember what it was. I'm fairly certain we've got all of this, but we'll buy her mushroom stuff. Rotten mushroom, don't need rotten mushroom, and nor a rotten carrot for that matter. Chevon, simple cut of goat's meat, rogue's morsel. Yeah, I don't really need it. Anyway, we'll balance the offer with some gold. Take the trade. Let's just have a quick look and see if we've got anything we can sell on as well. Anything that I can convert into something, a potion or a spell, I won't sell. Yeah, we already had rogue's morsel. It's annoying. In fact, we had 2 of them. What else did we have? Do we have any of the other mushroom? So a lot of it I've sent back to camp, to be fair. Damaged dark. Yeah, we can sell that one. I think it's. Yep, sell that one. Cape of the Red. No, I'll keep that. I'll pass that to one of my other characters. And the violin we've just purchased. A weathered chisel set. Yeah, we'll sell both of those. We'll sell the teddy. Keep the spells. We'll keep a Viridian crystal. It's a very suspicious looking thing, isn't it? The old divine bone shard. That'll do on our character. That's fine. So we'll sell all that malarkey.
Now,
there we go.
If you'll excuse me, I've got to tend to my patient.
Not great benefits in selling anything because it's gold we don't need. But anyway, oh look, there's a. Oh, is that a lyre? No, it's a lute. We'll take the lute, and in fact, we'll redistribute our instruments. We do that by pressing X and sending it to one of the other characters. The drum can go to... I'm not sure which one of these have got instruments. I did have a flute. Or was it a drum? I forget now. Either way, I don't know the proficiency. Yeah, there it is. I can see it down there, look. Oops. Yeah, in fact... here you go. Let's take that. And the violin. There we go. Characters. She's got a drum.
Blackets will be done.
She has a flute, and he has... I don't think he has anything, actually. Let's give him the lute. There, they've all got one now. OCD. Balance is important. Right. That's going to do us. So we've dealt with that character anyway. No great advantage. Probably just a little bit of additional XP. Oh, look, there's a coffin. What's in there, I wonder? Oh, it's a mouldering coffin. Nothing is the answer. Okay. Let's get ourselves up to that Balthazar. Oh, hello. What's this? Ooh, a ring. True Love's Caress. One of a magical pair of rings that allows the wearer to receive warding bond from a creature wearing the matching ring. Well, we'll take it anyway. We also have his wife's diary, which we'll pick up. We'll leave his bone. Can't be bothered to read all this. Let's have a look at the map, see where we have to go, which direction. Looks like we are going this... No, not that way. This way. Oh. It's locked. So what I do, you can go and grab your thieves thingies, but I prefer just to come down on X and choose lockpick. Another little roll dice. Might roll dial any quicker. Well, that's unlocked it. It does use a thieves tool, but it's just quicker. Right. I know the obvious thing is to open up that, but we'll just have a quick look and see what else is in here. Sarcophagus, graveyard diary, and a few candles. We'll take the diary, and then we'll open the sarcophagus. Ah, a pair of boots. Boots of apparent death. These boots allow the wearer to cast Feign Death once per short rest. Versus what he's wearing, look, which have next to nothing going on. Githyanki boots, they've got a +1 on athletic. So I'm actually going to grab those. I think I can equip them. There we go. So that's given him new boots. And off we toddle back up in this direction, I believe, is where we want to go. Oh, well, that's where we've got to get to, but how we get there, let's have a look on the map again. I'm assuming that's what we're looking at, or it could be in this direction, in fairness. One way to determine, and I think they could have made this a lot more obvious, by the way, if you zoom right in on your characters, as far as you can go, there is the tiniest little pointer on the character icon. I mean, it is minuscule, a few pixels in size, which indicates the direction that your current character and his friends are looking. So in this case, we're actually looking over here, which implies to me that that bubble is over here, something that we are not what we were. What is that? Pick it up. Corpse Rose. Oh, it's giving us a thing. Don't know if that thing is available as yet. Shadow root sack. We'll build those out. And then essence. Essences, I think that's... There we go. And that gives us that one. That's it. Now, looking back on the map, we have to go up here. Do we go through here? Let's have a look in here anyway. A couple of sarcophagi. Empty. And a blue ice bite robe. Armour of Agathis. Level 3 abjuration spell. Versus what he's wearing, which is a higher level armour. Gives him a bonus to dexterity and ambusher. So I will take it, but I'm not going to pop it on the character until I know what the heck that is. Can't open that one. So what I need to do is still head off in this direction.
Piles of bodies. Very old by the looks of them.
Dedicated to Hugo Hobbs, cobbler. Hobbs the cobs to his friends.
Hobbs the cobs. Oh, hello. Looks like we found it.
Our hero thought but a treasure ahead, did not consider the peace of the dead. Through the dark she went creeping, and awoke what was sleeping. A new grave they dug, which she herself fed.
It's not quite wham rap.
Spooky.
Oh, spooky. A warning, no less. Don't tell me you're worried about me. How long have you been standing around practicing that little recital? Are you saying there's treasure ahead? So that's coming from Karlach. A warning, a question, and a question about treasure ahead. Let's do the sarcastic.
Assets. I've grown quite fond of you, you know, in my way. I thought it only fair to warn you about the dangers ahead.
What dangers are those? I can handle myself, Raphael, so you expect me to turn and walk away? Let's go with the first one. I typically find number one is usually the most obvious one. I think that's done on purpose.
Pointless of me to try to bar you.
So you just quickly
from
press the button.
entering. But I can
Set the scene, as it were.
as it were.
Prepare you for your role.
Roll.
Fine, paint me a picture. How do you even know there's danger ahead? I know my role, even if you don't. It is to kill Ketheric. Just cut to the chase, will you? Let's do the fourth one.
I already did. If, through the dark, you go creeping and awake what is sleeping, chances are many more graves than yours alone will soon be fed.
Okay, enough of your jibber jabber. Let's get rid of it. Bearing in mind, guys, as per the logo in the top right corner, I am playing this on Shadow PC, remote PC, and as you can see, playing Baldur's Gate 3 installed on Shadow PC. I am streaming it at 1440 and then repurposing it in OBS to you at 1440, but it is flawless. Absolutely no issues at all. If I hadn't have told you that this was streaming from Shadow, you would have just assumed that it was installed locally. Let's get rid of him.
As you wish. I'll be pleased to follow up on your little escapades in your camp one of these nights. Should you live to tell your tale, that is. Until then,
Adieu.
adieu.
Bonsoir. Alright, it's got rid of him. So there's a... Yes, this is where we were headed. This is the thing I often find. They'll put a little icon out here and you think it's miles away. But actually, you do cover some ground. I kind of feel like, again, these little characters are smaller than how big you actually are on this map. But anyway, let's have a...
These sigils. What were they for?
Loads of skeletons. You would probably want to investigate all of the skeletons. I know we wanted to go back in there, by the way, but I'll just have a quick look up here. Because oftentimes they do contain gold. Ooh, scroll of invisibility. And a robe. And this one. Oops, I used...
The Lunite graves. They were buried with haste.
It's quite a nice grave. Can I not open that one? There it is. Gold, and this one, gold, and an old rusty sword. A crescent moon earring, we'll take that. I don't believe it'll have any story value, but it may have value to sell to somebody. Oh, look, there's a, whoops, a thing. So we can now waypoint ourselves. Actually, before we go down inside, let's just have a quick look over here on the roof of this building. Oops. It's an interesting place. It's like somebody's study. Oh, it's a little painting. No, nothing particularly interesting here to pick up. I saw an orange light. I know we can go down. This is another thing. If you push down on the left thumbstick, let's go down. We should be able to go inside. No, can't go any lower. Okay, not to worry. Sometimes you can. Sometimes you can push inside the building. Oops, we went too far. Okay. But we'll stick to our current quest, I think. Don't know which way we came in now. It was across here. Okay. We'll go and find this Balthazar character. The Grande Mausoleum. Come on, mate. I'm sure you could run faster. A big set of doors. I'm just going to quickly explore the room before we go the obvious way. No, No, apart from a few crushed vases and stuff, there's this is the only way forward.
Me, Zerel, Minthara, whoever you are, leave. I shall carry out General Thorm's will alone.
Okay, well, we found Ketheric Thorm's relic, apparently.
Not wanted, not needed. Leave. This place is not for you. Go no farther.
So there's some poison gas in that direction. Again, with our mod, that causes us no particular hardship.
Reclaimed bones turned into
To strange effigies.
Their meaning is lost on you.
Because other than that, what you would have to do is use an antidote, or jump over it, or fly over it. There's a whole number of things you could do. Oh, click. That was a trap. By the look.
It must have been disarmed.
Button. Did nothing. Let's press that button. There it is.
Step carefully.
Sometimes you press a button and it releases a whole ton of gas. It's not very useful. Gargoyle's head. That fires stuff at you normally. There's a marble plate. And the vent. So the vent is designed to release gas. The marble plate is the trigger for whatever was armed. And there's the gargoyle's head down there. So, I don't know what's all that blue stuff.
Ketheric Thorm, bowed by grief for his daughter.
Reef is the gargoyle's head. So we'll disarm him with a very easy roll of the dice. Is that dealt with? In fact, it fell off the wall. Candles, we don't need to use those. There's another button over here. So it occurs to me, there's that plate I stood on. It occurs to me that there is a definite puzzle in this room. That several plates, stuff to disarm, and buttons.
Ketheric Thorm, leading Shah's forces. Quite the about place for a
Perfect for mods. You see, we're just walking over everything and setting it all off. Now let's have a look and see how many of these plates there are. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it may well be that we could position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did wonder whether we could put each of our characters onto a plate, but there's 4 and there are 5 plates, so.
Susun Elg Oloth. Here lies Isabel Thorm.
So Ketheric had a daughter. Wonder what became of her.
So let's just have a quick look over here. Was it here? No. Where that's... Oh, the gas. That's what I wanted to have a look at. So he's going to go there, but he's going to be absolutely fine.
bones everywhere. Someone's been engaging in dark rituals here.
Bone, bone, bone diary. A backpack with Zorn scales, musk creeper petals. Haven't seen those before. An urn with a bone. Okay. Looks like something below us, but not where we're supposed to go. And this we should be able to smash through. So let's get our. Actually, we use this to get. This should be fine. Oops, that didn't work. Where's my sword? Why isn't he carrying a sword? Did I accidentally dump his weapon? He's not carrying one. Let's have a look, see what's going on here. There's that bone saw. First thing we need to do is, well, firstly you need to look for the highest damage, then the perks, then to make sure they have proficiency to use it, and of course make sure no one else is using it. So that actual longsword is fine. It's 14 maximum damage, and he can use it as well. 21? That's Karlak's using that one. That's 16, and so it's higher than the first one. That'll do for now. Right, let's slash with his sword, if it will let me. It may well be that this isn't meant to be. Let me just use my thing and see if I can move inside. There you go, you can have a little look around. There's nothing in there, just wallpaper. So that wasn't meant to be broken, that's cool. Okay, so it looks as if most of what's going on in this room, let's just quickly search this plaque, the diary volume 1. What else was there? Bedroll, pouch. Anything in the pouch? No. A couple of vases, candelabra. So it looks like that puzzle that's going on in here. Don't know. I've just searched. It should cover that area. No, nothing worth worrying about. Failed a religion check. That's all you need. I think we've been in here anyway. Yeah. So the puzzle is a puzzle. The question is, what is it that we need to do? Oh, that's taking us out. Just quickly looking around everywhere, make sure that we haven't missed anything. So this is how we entered. There's the skull.
The work must not be interrupted. Away!
That's the Herald of Balthazar. Did we read that plaque before?
Here lies Melodia Thorn,
His wife.
beloved wife and mother. E Amiel Telere Manon here.
So his wife and daughter, no wonder he wants to hang around here. And this area was where it was all going down. There's another one here, but there's no plaque, so that's just a general sarcophagus. Click, click. So if we disarm each of these, what it's worth, might as well do them all as we can, thanks to our mods. If you're wondering how I'm getting through that quickly, just double press Y or whatever the dice roll is, and it will speed you through. There's the button. So that's now illuminated. So we have to kill the gargoyles and then illuminate the picture. Look for more gargoyles. There's one there. And is there one there? No. Right, so highlight the gargoyle. Can't go wrong with the old dice roll because we've got mods, of course. That one we've already got illuminated. There's one over here and a gargoyle.
That bright tower.
No. It's gargoyle,
moonlight.
my friend. Let's do it this way. Now we should be able to press the button.
That bright tower.
No, not the picture.
Or it used to be.
Okay, for precision. Interesting. Didn't seem to have the same effect. Let's just highlight it again. Button. Use. Oh, there it is. Okay, so that's that illuminated. Oh, look at this black stuff. It's not very nice, is it? Bearing in mind we can't die, I hope. We're setting off all of these traps though. We'll disarm them. Just going to disarm everything. Let's see what happens. Of course you'd want to do this with a lot more care. And probably leave your companions outside so they don't trip over stuff as well. Which you can do by splitting away from them. So this side of the room has been disarmed, I believe. Oops. Oh, no, we have that one still. Do this side. Two more. Perfect. And then whatever was over here. Is there another one? He's blinded, I get that, but where's the vent? There we go. Just one vent. Ta-da! Right. So let's press these buttons again, if we can. See if that sorts us out. That one. That's all done. That's all done. Do they have to be done in a certain sequence, maybe? Let's turn this one on. That's glowing an orangey colour. Which seems to switch off the others. Now, of course, I don't know what it is that we're trying to achieve, so it's difficult to know what we're hoping will happen. But now that the other two are turned off, because there are just the three, there's the one at the back facing inwards and then the two on this side. I don't think we have the same issue anywhere else. Just quickly double check around. Oh, this is when I wish I could run. There are potions to speed your character up, but I don't seem to find them particularly helpful. There's that green mist over here. I don't remember there being anything going on in there. Let's have a quick look. No. I think it's purely just the stuff that's emanating up out of the floor. Look at that. Carefully placed series of bones. So, let's head back inside. Where is it? Oh, hang on. What's this down here? Is this where we just were? How come we've got... Where's that all come from?
Ketheric Thorn, bowed by grief for his daughter.
That's weird. I mean, we turned off the... Unless by pressing that button it released. Let's do a quick button press and see what happens. So blue, which I'm guessing cleanses it. Maybe. No. Well, so these are fine. It's that one's... This one's okay, but there's nothing going on here. This is all rather weird. It's that button pressed. So I've got 1, 2... Let's see if we do them in this. It may just be a 3-button press in a certain order. No, you see, it's gone red. Oh, they've all gone red. And stuff's got worse. So that was blue, blue, red. Blue, blue, red. So let's do this one first. Blue. And then let's go anti-clockwise. It's probably all down to what's on the pictures, actually. I should have given it some thought. So there's your main man. And then there's, I don't know, the tower, Moonrise Towers. And then there's grief. So let's do the towers first, second. Blue. And then finally we'll do grief. Let's see if that's the correct sequence. Whoa. No. Well, it can't be grief. Can't start with grief, can it? I'll tell you what, let's quickly look at our journal and see if there's any clues. We were granted entry to Moonrise Towers. The guards believed us. Blah, 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 blah. We witnessed a blah. Disciple Zarel wants to entrust us with a task. This could be our chance to further infiltrate the ranks. We are to beat her. Then, despite our disciple, beg your pardon, Zarel has asked us to find out what happened to Ketheric Thorm's advisor, Balthazar. And, more importantly, find the relic he was sent to retrieve. So that's probably it. Disciple Zarel instructed us to assist General Thorm's advisor, blah, 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 blah. A mysterious voice in the mausoleum warned us to leave. If we wish to find Balthazar, we should press on. We found a moon lantern. This will protect us. So the release of this stuff is obviously to get us the relic, which we then take back and everybody's happy. Oh, why would you start with grief? Or would you even... And the question is it a story? Is it done in sequence as a story? So we'll start with the tower. And then the main man. There he is. And we've done this before, so we know now if we press grief, it's stuffed. What if we come down here and see if something's opened up? Candle, candle, candle. Nothing. We've disarmed all the traps, although that didn't seem to do a great deal. And that's the last one. And we know pressing that one is going to turn them all red or orange or whatever the colour was. Let's come back here, see if there's anything that we need to do elsewhere now that we've highlighted those two in that blue. Has this guy got anything to say?
All is at hand. Your presence is not required.
No. That didn't do anything. Black, bedroll, nothing there. I don't think we've done all the possible permutations. That skeleton.
A totem dedicated to Merkel. Ketheric Thorm ransacked the graves of his ancestors to honour his new god.
That's the one I'm after. No, nothing. I was hoping it was going to... It's placed on there, so I assumed it was going to highlight something of interest, but it didn't, so never mind. That's a candle. Let's go back. Let's try... We did Tower General and Grief. Let's start with... I'm going to reset them first, so... That resets them. Okay. So, it should all be... Yep, they're now reset. We'll start with Grief this time. So far, so good. I doubt Grief of and on its own is sufficient to...
Susun Elg Olaf. Here lies Isabel Thorm.
So that's released nothing. Then we'll do the general. I mean, there's what? 369 permutations? Okay, that's those two. And then we'll try the tower. Bet it goes red. I mean, all one, isn't it? So let's do grief, and then the tower, and then the general. I think then we've pretty much tried them all. I think. Two in any direction seem to work fine. Finally, the general. The third one is the one that causes the issues. And now we'll do grief. Tower. There's no sequence that I can't see a sequence, because it's not like there's a chronological pattern here. Sometimes you have to observe a pattern elsewhere, and other times it requires you to go off and do other things and then come back, and so on and so forth. So it may well be that that's something happening here. Of course, there was that other room, wasn't there, that we went in just now. We did actually pick up some books and things. Let's have a quick look in those books. I do tend to be a real sausage for not reading the stuff I collect. Kurz, here he is. Beloved, bonded by love. That was the wife's diary. But that was just a fellow outside. Let's go with latest. So, Diary of Catherick Thorn. Diary of Catherick Thorn. Volume 1. A journal spanning years, beginning with the birth of a child and ending with what appeared to be a series of dateless tragedies. How can she be gone? Where did she go? The Moon Maiden cannot be so unfeeling, so cruel. Not toward her most devoted servant, not after Melodia. It makes no sense, it makes no sense. I won't survive it, that much I know. Forgetting is the only possibility. The embrace of oblivion, the reprieve of nothingness. It would not be possible for a man to survive knowing what he knows, knowing what can be lost. Shah understands that. Hers is the only mercy I can comprehend. My mind is full of holes, yet not enough. The emptiness, the time, the nothingness, and still I remember. No mercy in this beating heart. So there's nothing in that book. What about this one? One page. Forgetting evades me in this infinite darkness. Balthazar is my own source of the barest comfort. The thought that perhaps she might be brought back to me. If oblivion can fail, what defence have we against death? None, except its mastery. Balthazar's words have never felt more promising. Well, there was nothing in that, really. What's that other book down there? Graveyard Diary. The moment is nigh. War has been brewing, and now it overflows. When Ketherick turned us toward Shah, I followed him in appearance, if not in heart. This is my home, and I would not be removed from it, no matter what. I watched at a distance as the darkness here grew, as Ketherick's grief brought him further and further from life itself. Grief. As he gathered his army, I prayed for his defeat. As the harpers march upon our little village, our little, beautiful village, I can only hope Ketherick will be felled at last, and Raithwin can begin to heal from this nightmare that kind of started with grief, went to a village where we had the tower, and ended with Ketherick, who's the main man. But we've done that sequence. I'm fairly certain we did. Because that's basically Grief, Tower, Ketherick. I mean, those are the sequences. There's no other. We've done all of the sequences, as far as I can think. Just observe if there's any pictures or anything on the walls. Make sure we've not ignored anything. Nope. Now, if you have stuck out and watched all of this video, you, my friend, are 1 in a million, because 99% of everybody that watches videos leaves within the first 3 minutes. So thank you. You are a special human being. Sometimes, if you go above, you can see through mists and things, and sometimes that's quite helpful for establishing what you're possibly missing. We're also looking in behind these little closed areas. There's a statue in that one, which is interesting. Because there's one in the next door as well. Don't think it's anything. So, according to the book, the only book that we could find any relevance to,
Ketherick Thorm, bowed by grief for his daughter.
give me seeds. That one. And then we have
That bright tower, it's moonrise. Or it used to be.
Sure, we've done this sequence. They've all got statues in, beg your pardon. Okay, well, may as well fail again. No. It's not as simple as that, is it? What about... No. Okay, finally, for today, we'll head out of here. Do we go into this area? Yes, we did. That's the entrance stroke exit, isn't it? Yep, we've done this area, and the other side is the green mist. We've covered it all, I'm sure. Let's have a quick look. And what's that telling us to do there? Investigate the Thorm Mausoleum. That's what we're doing. I'm going to go up onto that building. If I do that, so candle, okay. Yep, going to go up here and have a quick look. Now that we found a reason to investigate this building, we're going to have a little look. And then maybe come down and investigate the rest of it. But let's come up here for now. The house of... Well, this was where we found the nurse, wasn't it? There are those pictures. Portrait of a bored girl. And portrait of a woman. We can pick them up, but all I've found so far with these pictures is that you can sell them. I've not found one that has any value. Chest. Locked. So picklock it. Lockpick it. And it has gold, silver, hook. Oh, meant to be that one. Okie dokie. Climb down here. Interesting. No. Stay down. Go back. You can jump off of there. Thus. Whee! Oh, hello, who's this dude?
objective of the Scalpel Sisters is to soothe. For the Scalpel indeed is an extension of Shah.
Looks like we have some progress.
See how the patient reacts when I but stroke the right nerve. Hear its comfort, hear the very melody of mercy.
Yeah.
Pray, sister, show us the extent of your beneficence.
No. Sincere apologies for this. It's not going to be pretty.
Stay your hand, for it slaps where it should stroke. We can hardly hear the patient's sighs of solace. Perhaps it is our unexpected audience that makes you quiver. Come, step forward. You are no sister, but that matters none. Every student is welcome.
I don't wish to study, only to lift the curse on this land. A student, yes, do please enlighten me. You will stop this sick spectacle at once. What wrong has this man done to deserve such torture? Let's do the first one. We don't want to antagonise.
Nay, a cure that leads to the very pinnacle of being.
Absence.
Absence. No other word captures the heart of Shah so very perfectly. It is the scalpel-led journey that leads from pain to peace.
Poor fella.
See? What is the light of eyes but the cancer that causes one to witness the laceration of being?
He's not very nice, is he?
If light is the symptom, then darkness is the cure. For in light there is presence, but in darkness there is absence.
In light is presence, in darkness, absence.
But
Come on, I want to get on.
look how the succor of Shah eludes you. See how painfully present you remain. We do not wish to see you suffer so. Let us...
I think we've got a battle about. Examine the sisters and their implements. Recall what you know of Shah's teachings. The sisters aren't ready. They'll make me sick instead of curing me. You are the cause of the only suffering here. I am duty-bound to end you. Examine the sisters. Right, let's give that a roll of the dice.
The sisters' blades are bloodied and dull. Only the most measured hand could make a clean incision.
Their blades are uneven. Efficient surgery will require further training.
Their incisions are, as yet, still streaked with imprecision. That much I must concede. How to steady their hands, I wonder.
Persuasion, they need a better subject to practice on first. Not a student, but a master. Persuasion, why not have them hone their skills on each other? That'll be fun to watch.
The scalpel does not discriminate. Let each and every one of you partake in its soothing journey. Absent sisters, acquaint yourselves.
Woohoo!
It is a proud moment when one sees one's teachings so lovingly taken to heart.
Well, that saved us a bit of bother.
You are to be commended for their graduation, rewarded with the promised cure. Come, I will acquaint you with the lady's dark-fingered embrace.
I would rather acquaint myself, if you show me how. Roll of the dice. Now you see it says 21 is the class that we were aiming for, but it's only achieved 20 and it's still a success. It basically doesn't matter. It just tells the system that it is a success, and that's what happens.
Your diligence is exemplary. Very well. Your own scalpel you will be. Observe, then succeed me into the succor of Shah.
Needs a bit of WD-40, I think. Oh, well, there you go. He didn't really think that one through, did he? Oh, he's back again. How'd that work? Can't control, knock down. Okay. An apple a day keeps the scalpel away. We got some points for that. We didn't actually have to do a lot, did we? Let's see what we can pick up from him. We got a surgeon subjugation amulet. Paralyzing critical. Once per long rest, when scoring a critical hit on a humanoid, the wearer can paralyze the target for 2 turns. We'll pick it up. There's a loot. We may as well. Basically, we take everything this guy's got, even his little eye. Yeah, go on. We'll take the lot. What the heck? We're going to bother with looting anything else? What's this one got? Karabasan's gift. Yeah, I'll have that. What about the poor fella on a trepan? Ugh. Nothing on that one. That's interesting. Is he still talking to himself? Weird. What about the poor fella on the table? Got to put him out of his misery, surely. Yeah, well. Let's just leave him then. Something happened. I mean, we clearly had... Oh, like a gun. Bonesaw. We clearly had to confront that guy. And he had something to do with this overall story. Looks like we can go down here. Underneath. Ooh. Oh, it's where we just were. I thought there was another little character. Somebody on it. So much to observe. This looks very much like a room that we saw earlier. There was another nurse. Don't know I can be bothered. Oh, no, she's fine. Do I really want to explore? Let's have a quick look on the map. This is the dude we found, so there's nothing more to do there. It's over here that seemed to... Wine, thing, bottled eye, bottled tentacles. Books, severed foot, sisters, candles. Right, okay. Well, as it happens, I have to disappear. I've got to go and do taxi duties. So let's pick up the book. You can sell books. Sometimes they have something of value. A chest will have a key. And what's in that chest? Oh, poisoner's gloves. All right, take those. And what's in here? That's an exit. We use the key to exit. That's one of the first times a key's actually done anything. Okay. Well, we've covered all the ground. I doubt anything has changed as per this room. This needs a bit more thought, I think. Let's just go and ask the skull in case he's got any.
Not wanted. Not needed. Leave.
No, doesn't want us there. Maybe you've got to slap his head. A hand-drawn map shows the Gauntlet of Shah. Its labyrinthian tangle of chambers and passageways stretch across multiple levels with a vast statue of Shah dominating the central hall. Here and there are asides written in a jagged, spidery hand, Balthazar's exploratory notes. Intact wing, proving grounds. Ruined wings, something present there. Strange sounds reported. Rats. Why so many damnable rats?
Temple under this place.
Got to go.
Deadly sealed inside
We
it.
have to go underneath here, apparently. But I do have to exit, I'm afraid. So I'm going to have to come back to this one. That is... let's go back to mouse. That is... I've forgotten the name of the game. It's a little gate. And with Wiimod mods. So you can see how it just it's playing it slightly differently, putting things a little bit in your favour. Puzzles, though, are still going to catch you out. You're still going to need to take time to explore and understand what's going on. I hope you've enjoyed it, though. If you do, please leave a like, and why not leave a comment, say you got here at the very end. Just drop the word Rocksmith. There you go, and I'll know that you did, and I'll send you a thank you. Failing that, I will catch you in the next one. Take care. Rokk out.